Alrighty then. I'm filming this video. I'm slightly sick. I got a little bit of a cold on Tuesday. I was kind of coming down with it yesterday. My throat hurt and took like a Dayquil and whatnot. Today's Thursday. I'm feeling a bit better, although my voice is a little bit raspy. So I wanted to talk about, I deleted all the chess videos on my main channel, the one that I've had for like 15 years or whatever. And I'm going to post this video on that one because I started a Bobbo Chess channel. And the reason why is I already had like 13 or so chess recaps. I thought it would make sense rather than putting them all on my main channel, which has other stuff. Not that I am a prolific YouTuber, far from it. But I made a new channel, Bobbo Chess, and that's where I'm going to host all my recaps. So that's the main announcement. So I deleted all the other ones. I kind of shifted them all over. I spent a little bit of time reformatting the titles, making them cleaner, making them neater. I feel pretty happy about them. And I uploaded them all yesterday. I'm in the middle of, you can see this is what I'm going to share next. Not all the links are converting over right away, but that's okay. This is my main spreadsheet that I'm going to talk about in a moment, but I want to talk about the calendar. So, all right, so that's now announcement number one. Announcement number two, I am exactly at 13 games played. Provisional rating ends at 26. I can't wait to get rated. And really, I started by thinking that maybe I was around 1,800, and now that I'm 13 games in, I don't think I'm 1,800, but I also have no clue about anyone's ratings or anything, because as I've mentioned, other than the kids who are like 700, or 900 or whatever, I felt that every opponent I've played could potentially beat me. And I'm now 9-4 of my 4 losses. I don't want to over ruminate or whatnot, but I feel like in 2 of my wins I got pretty lucky, where my opponents kind of butchered the end game and I was able to swindle them and trick them. Whereas of my 4 losses, I got tricked and I just got outblitzed terribly in one of them. Whereas the other 3 losses, one, I just made a good daring sacrifice that was sound, but I didn't see the follow-up, and I totally butchered it. That was a good learning experience for game 2. Against Justin, just boring position that, honestly, I was too ambitious, and he played very solidly. And then my last game, Dumiso, there's no question Dumiso Birchwood, of my 13 opponents so far, is far and away the best player that I've played. Obviously, he told me his chess.com ratings, and I'm starting to think that the blitz and bullet kind of conversions don't matter nearly as much, but this dude is really high rated. I didn't really have chances to like win that game. I mean, looking at it, I just kind of got beat down. I think I could have maybe, if I hadn't blundered then, maybe I could have drawn actually. And of course, like if I play him again, I think that I have a chance of beating him, of course. But I would say on the level of players that I've played, he seems like he's significantly better than me, or at least enough where there's a clear advantage. Whereas my other 3 losses, I'd like to think I'm better than James Fallon, that I should be favored to beat him. I think I should be favored to beat Phineas Haig as well. And Justin, who knows? That one, I'd like a rematch. I'll say it that way. I don't know if he'd be favored or not. And then, of course, all the games I've won, I would clearly bet on myself. So, all right, all that's a wash. Truly, though, I don't know what the ratings really mean. We'll see where my rating ends up. Maybe people at Boylston are underrated. Maybe I just was overinflated, sort of what my own ratings would be. I looked at all the conversions and it seemed like that sounded right, but who knows? As it is, the new rating supplement comes out in a few days. So I'll see what the 9-4 so far provisionally yields. My guess is after last month, I was 1579. This month, I played in August. I played my 4 games of the August Swiss, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I played 1 of the club nights, this one. And I'm going to play tonight. So I'll have 6 games total that will get updated. And I'm currently 2-3. So I'm assuming my rating will fall because I think the average opponent has been lower than 1579, but I'm not sure. It'll probably be somewhere around there. I can't imagine it will fluctuate that much. Nonetheless, I am hopeful. I'm eager to keep learning. It's been a lot of fun, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, I want to talk about sort of the updates about what I'm planning on doing. The EMT course is unclear, sort of waitlisted in it. They actually slotted me for the spring term, which is kind of frustrating. So nonetheless, what I'm going to do is I am going to be signing up for the September Tuesday Swiss. It's not posted yet. I am planning on playing the quads because I don't know if you guys remember, but I played the August quads, and I really like this format a lot. 10 a.m. is early for me, but it's doable, and it's only 3 games rather than 4. And it's 65 minutes rather than 60 because the tournaments that have 4 games in a day are just 1 hour, and they start at like 9:15 or something. So I'm going to make the decision. I am never going to sign up a tournament where I play 4 games in a day. That's too much. I don't want that. But 3 I can do. So I'm going to be signing up for the quad. So I'm basically going to do the quad. I'm going to do the Tuesday Swiss, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on if I can, if I end up playing those games or if I'm in a class, I don't know. And then I'll supplement with a few odd tournament club nights on Thursdays if I'm free and if I'm wanting to play. So that's 5 games, that's another 3, that's 8, and then maybe a couple random Thursdays. So my guess is I will not hit my provisional ranking. My birthday, by the way, is the 21st. I won't hit my provisional ranking in September, but I'm guessing that I will in October. So I'll basically, between now and 2 months from now, I'll certainly have played the 13 more games, boop, 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 here, until I hit my provisional rating. After that, who knows, but that's kind of my plan. Obviously, I'm really enjoying it. If I suddenly stop enjoying it, then I won't play as much, of course. Third announcement. On chess.com, I play Bullet and Blitz. I am now making the decision, because I'm really enjoying Classical and I genuinely want to get better. I am done with Blitz and Bullet, maybe. I'm saying maybe, because I even just played earlier today. But I'm going to try not to. I'm going to actually try to play more Rapid. I played a little bit. I got my rating, my Rapid rating back over 1,800. And again, who knows if there's like a 1-to-1 conversion or whatnot. I don't know. But I don't know if you guys saw. I just shifted up Discord. I just thought I got a message. But I don't know if that popped on the screen or not. All right. Yeah. And then finally, I wanted to use this video to double check this is my overall, started July 1st. We're now 2 months into the project. 2 months, this will be my 14th game. So I would imagine, in another 2 months, by the end of October, I'll have, again, finished the provisional games, and I'll probably be just over with like 28 played or something. And that seems like a pretty good pace, basically 1 or 2 games a week on average. And I think that's phenomenal. Anyway, I just listed, the time control, whether, I'm white or black. I have my averages down here. I'm not going to go over my spreadsheet too much, but this is kind of how I'm keeping all my information. I really like it. Basically, whatchess.com rates the game for like the rated play, which is honestly totally meaningless because obviously none of it has matched, but it's still interesting to see. The accuracy is kind of important, but one thing that you really can notice is like the weaker the opponent, the easier it is to play well. So like in accuracy in a vacuum, like I played a 93% against Mia. Like in theory, that was my most accurate game, and I played great. But I also had like very easy decisions. You know what I mean? Like there was. It was very easy decisions. Whereas Dubiso, I put up a 78.2, but I actually, first of all, 63 moves, and he put me in a lot of tough spots. So like I'm not convinced, for example, that I like played better in this one with a 93 than I did in this one with a 78.2. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting. You can look at like the overall average. Again, the average opponent rating is about 1250, and I'm putting up, I'm about 5% more accurate or so. Which makes sense. The average game length has been 42. It looks like right now there's not a huge difference between me playing white and black. The accuracy for me is like, basically 1% off. I've further split it, and now when you kind of narrow the samples and everything, it's not that meaningful, but it's just interesting. Like these are all the openings we played so far. The only repeat that we've seen a lot is, of course, the French defense, which I do play. But specifically the ECO code C11, I'm very well booked in it, and I'm very comfortable. Again, I play so much of it online, basically classical French defense. This one still went fine for me. Like if you look at the openings on C11, I deviated against Damon Kai, but who's a really low-rated player. But 94%. The point is, I know those pretty well, so I feel pretty comfortable, booked up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my provisional games. I don't think, if you look at opening stuff, I'm playing the openings pretty well. Average 93.4. My opponent's about 90%, so I'm actually outplaying my opponents in the opening. Unless I start playing people multiple times. Like, I'm sure I'll play Justin again, and maybe he'd be able to make use of, knowing what I use, a little bit. But until I start playing people more than just once, I'm not going to spend any of my time that I playing chess on learning a new opening. I'm pretty happy with this. The real thing that stood out to me is sort of my mid-game play. Like, although yes, I've played overall better than my opponents in mid-game, it's definitely where I feel like I'm not seeing as many tactics, I'm not making as many plans, I'm not really converting. The end game looks terrible for my opponents, mostly because these two guys, Sergey and Nino, blew it down the stretch against me. These were the two that I kind of like rescued. I just tricked them, and I came back in both of those. But again, both of those games were me misplaying it in the mid game. For example, way back against Sergey, I had a really nice mid game tactic. I won a pawn, then I immediately gave it back, and then I got into a really precarious position with his knight infiltration, and he didn't find the most accurate moves, and I was able to basically trap his knight, which I do think I played pretty well to do that, but he blew it. Same deal with Nino. He had a brilliant sacrifice. I missed it. I looked at other moves. Once that was played, the game was nearly lost, but I was able to again mount a pretty fantastic comeback. I can't bank on just coming back from lost positions, of course. I need to play more solidly in the mid game. Anyway, this is just like the overall performance rating. I don't really know if this is relevant or matters. This is not what my rating will be right now because again, it's not quite performance. I never really liked the performance rating. Nonetheless, then I went over my lessons. I tried to write down, for example, the very first one is I was settling into live play, writing down moves properly. My opponent had to remind me to hit the clock. It was very nice of him. Second game where I blitzed the sacrifice, I didn't really think enough. I had the balls to play it. I'm happy about myself. I trust my instinct, but I really needed to spend more time. And then I maybe would have found the best follow-up, and it would have been an easy win. So hopefully I learned my lesson there. With the one against Sergey, where basically, I made the slip, immediately giving back the pawn, I then tried to corral, trap his knight, and I just had to force him to keep making moves. And eventually he didn't make the right move. He moved the wrong rook, I remember, and then I turned it into a winning position for me. Against Nino, I missed his knight sacrifice. It was brilliant, and all too often I get too into my own plans, and I don't think about what my opponents are trying to do. Against Mark, he was, again, the older fella, nice guy. This was, I macro gamed for it pretty well, and I think I need to be trying to do that more. For example, there's a lot of young kids, whether they're pre-10 or teenagers, and I think a lot of them do puzzles. I mean, I do puzzles too. Puzzles are fun, but I think that the truism, I really need to stick to it. I want to play more positionally. This one against David Kai, I took this game very seriously because I thought he may have been 1700 when I started, and I just took him incredibly seriously, and I had a very easy game because of it, and I think that's a good mantra. Nia, and this was again an easier game, she had this very dodgy sacrifice, and it did look for a moment oh man, maybe my queen was getting lost, but I took my time, I didn't panic, and everything was good. Against Sean Stewart, this is where I trapped his queen. I did take enough time, and this was again probably the easiest game I played. That game was never in jeopardy. Phineas was a good learning experience. So he started blitzing, and although I was totally won, I blitzed back, and I need to just ignore their clock. It's going to be a harder lesson to learn. I'm sure I'll fall victim to that again, but that was a good loss for me for that reason. Against Nick, this is where he blundered with the knight I'm tempted to say a3, but I was white, so the reverse would be what, h3? On that side, no, a6, knight a6. Yeah, I again, whenever they play as black, it's harder for me to flip my mind, Anyway, I didn't respond perfectly to that, and I made the game far more dodgy, but yeah, you can jump on a tactic. Sometimes you can win in the opening. Against Justin, again, it was a very boring position, and I couldn't really see the plan. Maybe he would have declined the draw anyway, but I have yet to offer a single draw in any of my games. I have been playing only decisions, and I need to maybe think that maybe drawing in chess is okay. I'm in the win at all costs mode. Against Urin, I did use my time very, very well. This is where I had to find sacking my own knight to pin his king, and I found it. I'm very proud of myself, and it's a good learning experience that use your time. Sometimes you can find the best move. And then finally against Dumisu, I was totally lost, and I mounted this wonderful comeback. Maybe I should have slowed down and reevaluated objectively. I was never winning, but maybe again I don't think it would have taken a draw. But maybe again trading off those pawns could have led us to a drawn in game possibly, and that would have been a very good result. I would have been very happy if I drew this game. So anyway, those are my lessons. These are the links. I've got the description of the opponent. If I forget their name or whatever. So basically I'm going to play tonight. Hopefully I get a win. If I bump up to 10-4, I'll be pretty happy. So yeah, that's the video. So again, if you're interested in following, again, my friends or whatnot, or other people from the chess club, even, you've all been wonderful. So if you want to watch them, by all means, I don't think I say anything too mean ever. The one exception is I think I had not choice words, but I did watch back the game against Sergey, and the reason why is because he left immediately in a huff. He didn't go over the game. But after talking to a few people at the club, he just does that. He just goes home. So I will no longer take that personally, basically. So that has been lifted. All right, I'm going to post this to my main channel. All other videos from now on will be posted in Bobbo Chess. Thank you for watching. If anyone ever wants to comment or so, let me know. I'm interested in getting better. Again, my goal was to be 1800 to start and then hopefully climb. But I'll be very, very happy if I'm around that, because I think now that I'm starting to get a lot of pushback. Again, Dumiso is way underrated as a 1532. They're I don't know how else to put it. 2200, 2400 online. This guy he's 19. This guy's like master level. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching. I will post this, and if you the next recap will come up probably sometime tomorrow. All right. Have a good one.